Okay, and here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Hope you're having a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, or great night. So it's Wilder versus Fury, December the 1st. The big fight is literally days away for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world, the Linear Heavyweight Championship of the world. And what most people think is deciding who the best heavyweight in the world is outside of Anthony Joshua. Well, we'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. Of course, I'll always say, please don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments. And to those who have rated and subscribed and left their comments, really appreciate you. Just waiting for people to get in the room. While we're doing that, let's just talk a little bit about events that are happening that you might not know about, that are maybe local to some of you in the UK. Let's get this across first of all to you. Okay, my good friend Jack Sunderland from the Training Cave. You check them out, www.trainingcave.co.uk. They have their first amateur boxing show this Saturday, December the 1st. Tickets, £12. The first release at the Brain and Brawns Fitness Centre. That is in Howley Park Road, Morley, LS 2708 OBP. Okay, so check that out. You can pay on the door, or you can book your tickets via telephone number, of course. That's there to book as well. So amateur boxing in Yorkshire, in Leeds, get yourselves over there. Apart from the Training Caves on boxers who have been featured on the channel already, we've done a lot of work featuring the fighters. We've even done a documentary. Check out the documentary of the Training Cave. On top of all of that, they've also got a Yorkshire amateur title that's going to be top of the bill, I believe. So 9 fighters, I believe, are going to be part of the Training Cave. So shout out to Jack Sunderland and all the guys and girls that are fighting out over the Training Cave, and even those that are not fighting, those that go there to get in shape and get themselves in, whipping themselves in fantastic shape. Fantastic. Keep it up. Keep going. Massive shout out to Dana as well, who is their fitness freak, always in the gym working out. And just keep up with it, Dana. You're doing some great stuff. So shout out to Jack. Shout out to Oscar the dog. I love the dog. I love you, man, Oscar. You're fantastic. And of course, Lucy's partner is so supportive to Jack Sunderland. And obviously, you know, I do a lot of interviews with Jack. And when I do keep him on a little longer than I should. Of course, the missus, I hope I don't mean to cause any offense or cause any domestics, but it's just that I have so much love for Jack and the work he does for the Training Cave. So get yourselves over to a Training Cave, December the 1st, Brain and Brawns Fitness Centre. Doors open at 6:30, 6 p.m. You can see 6 p.m. and the fights will start at 7 p.m. Get yourselves over, of course. So I just wanted to talk about that very quickly. The next thing I want you all to know about, as I'm waiting for more people to come into the room, is another quick promo. This Round for Round Boxing. I know you've been watching it, www.roundforroundboxing.com. Check it out. Again, www.roundforroundboxing.com, the new boxing game that's coming out on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. Check out the latest graphics and all the fighters that have been signed to the roster so far. Check them all out on BWTM Sports on our playlist, a separate playlist that you can actually see at the end of these videos that shows you all the latest fighters and even BWTM itself. BWTM Sports will be in the actual game. You can see the logo. So we're quite chuffed at our partners around for round boxing. We've got lots of, we're backing them. They're doing some great work there with Malky and Alan Reed and, of course, Jamie Doherty, main man there, doing the stuff there. So shout out to them. And we're continuing to work in partnership with Round for Round Boxing, BWTM Sports, and Round for Round Boxing, the knockout combination. Okay, enough of all that. Let us talk about this. Wilder versus Fury. That's what you all tuned in for, and to hear my thoughts and opinions on Wilder versus Fury. Now, there's lots. I've done this video. We've got here Wilder versus Fury countdown, Joshua No Show, and the unknown. So let's talk first of all about Wilder versus Fury. And just for argument's sake, I'm going to change the narrative. I'm going to call it Fury versus Wilder, only because just for tonight, Fury is the unified champion and Wilder's got the WBC belt. Yes, I've heard. I know. I understand. But just to change things around, I'm going to call it Fury versus Wilder. Unified champion. The man who never lost his titles or his belts in the ring. In fact, he's never lost a belt in the ring. British, Commonwealth, European, and world champion. Never actually lost the belt in the ring. Isn't that an interesting factor? Vacated maybe, but never lost the title in the ring. That's an interesting factor there. So, good evening to everybody in the room. I hope you all comes to you, or this live show comes to you in good spirits. And if you can let us know where you are at listening to this, I'd appreciate it. We've got here Shoaib in the room, Tatanka, my man, Ed, Calla, Philip, Carl Roberts, James Jones, BG London. So shout out to you in the room at the moment. There's lots of others that are watching. If you want to shout out, please do let me know and I'll give you a shout out. British true boxing fan, shout out. Huddersfield, yes. If you're in Huddersfield, can you get yourself over to Leeds December 1st for the big show for the Training Cave? Right, I think it's pathetic. People say, "Wow, there's no chance." Okay, let's go back to this Wilder Fury countdown. I'm going to show you something in this Fury Wilder countdown. Now, I keep seeing this thing about Freddie Roach in the corner. Freddie Roach, he'd be the last person on the planet I would go to in terms of having a strategy against a dangerous puncher. Because Freddie Roach, as far as I'm concerned, he's not a tactician. He never worked out one man, one Marquez in 4 fights. Never worked him out. Never worked him out. So, and guess what? Between one man, one Marquez and Floyd Mayweather, those two guys had, well, Floyd Mayweather has the best straight right hand in the business. Wilder may argue that on power. Marquez has got a pretty good straight right hand as well. And in 4 fights, Pacquiao got tagged with it numerous times. And if you go back and look at the strategy that Roach put into place for Pacquiao, it was Roach's strategy that actually got Pacquiao knocked out. Remember this. So when you're looking at Freddie Roach and Pacquiao, and you're saying Freddie Roach's great game plan, talk to me about Freddie Roach's game plan, great game plans, and when they've actually come off. Forget Pacquiao's speed and power and movement. That's Pacquiao. Pacquiao's always going to have that. How many times have you seen Freddie Roach put a game plan together that's been a winner against very good fighters? I don't know. Questionable. Yes, Catherine Hawkins. It's beautiful to have you in the room, Catherine. Always a pleasure. So we're going to talk about the Joshua No Show in a minute. But I want to show you this picture just for a minute. Just a picture for you Fury fans out there. Just a picture. One picture. Let me get it for you. I got sent it to me today. That's the picture. That's not photoshopped. That is Tyson Fury. That's in peak condition. That is Tyson Fury in peak condition. Take a good look at that picture. He looks sick. It's terrible. Looks frail. That's Tyson Fury in peak condition. Maybe we've forgotten what Tyson Fury in peak condition looks like. And maybe that's the sort of Fury we need to beat Wilder. But it's Deontay Wilder we're talking about here. Did you take a good look at that picture? If you didn't, you want to take a look at the picture again? You tell me what you think when you see this picture. Peak condition. Take a good look at that picture. It's not photoshopped. Peak condition. Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on that picture? Are you sure Tyson is not the guy on the left? Looks mean, zilch. Fat or not fat? Roach is second in the fight. Ben Davies is the head trainer, going to be strategic game plan, right? Well, he looks thin. Holy cow, Freddie Roach is probably the best tactician in the game. Really? I don't know about that bit. I'm not sure if he's the best tactician in the game. I would argue for that one. Yeah, all the documentaries are coming out. Tyson Manny Pacquiao. He looks like Wilfred Brambleoff, stepson son. Yeah, me personally, the one thing I ask myself the question, I say to myself, okay, all you people out there that have been talking about the Tyson Fury fight and Tyson Fury fighting Wilder. The one thing I hear is, well, he's lost the weight and the mental issues. He's lost the weight and the mental issues. He's overcome the mental issues and he's losing the weight. And I hear a little bit talk a bit about his boxing ability. Still disturbs me because how do you know what your optimum weight is now? Who is your trainer? Who are you looking to tell you you're in optimum fighting weight? And who's the trainer to tell you that you're in optimum fighting weight? And how do you know your optimum fighting weight? And how do you know you haven't lost too much weight too quickly? And how do you know that you haven't overtrained? And how do you know that, when Wilder hits you on the chin, you're going to be able to stand up to that? How do you know you haven't lost too much weight? We talked about this weight loss before and the damage that can cause. You keep putting on weight and losing weight, putting on weight and losing weight. And you were doing that throughout your career anyway. Then you had the time out of the ring and all that happened. Now you've tried to get yourself back in the ring and you're trying to whip yourself into shape to fight Wilder. Again, I'm not saying Fury cannot win this fight. He's in the ring. He's got some ability. Whether he's got the ability to beat Wilder now, I don't know. I don't know if that, but how much, what the effects are on his body. I still don't know. I don't know. And yeah, you can lose all that weight. Losing weight may make you sharper. Losing weight may make you faster. But losing weight, you might not have the same punch resistance. And it's how you've lost that weight. He'll know if he's optimum on Saturday night. What a time to find out when you're optimum against a guy who's an optimum puncher. You see, everyone's talking about Wilder being a puncher. But he's forgetting his speed, he's light, he's agile, he's been consistent. He's been with the same trainer over and over and over again. There hasn't been a sudden shift in change in team. The team hasn't been tested. you're going to find out how good Ben Davidson is and the team come fight night. I am concerned. I still remain concerned. You can show me every documentary you want. I don't care. I just don't care. You remember when McGregor was mouthing off? And do you remember a video I did with a gentleman by the name of Tommy Carruthers, the Jet Kune Do master? He was trained by Bruce Lee's last student. And we were talking about McGregor, and he warned us about McGregor's career, and he warned us about Tyson Fury. He warned us countless times. Quick. But has he ever fought anybody as fast as Wilder? And two, has he fought anybody who hits as hard as Wilder? In camp, when you're training, how do you prepare for Deontay Wilder? I said the best person you probably want to bring into the ring with you is Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence Okolie, all due respect, he's long, he's gangly, he'll give you that sort of awkwardness. But Lawrence Okolie doesn't hit with the sort of atomic power that Wilder hits with. That is a concern. That is a real concern. Real concern. You can have all the skill in the world. Think about things like, for example, there are fights that Tyson's been knocked down and genuinely hurting, and the guys have been nowhere near the sort of punching power of a Deontay Wilder. I just can't get past the images of Nevin Pajcek dropping Fury. I can't get past that image. Because you can say what you want about the Cunningham fight. Oh, well, you know, he was off balance. Or Cunningham fight, he got nailed clean. But he got nailed even cleaner by the Nevin Pajcek fight that nobody wants to talk about. Those barroom brawls, yeah? And the other thing about the Klitschko fight is the Klitschko fight, Fury was allowed to do what the hell he wanted to do. Fury's got to stay off those ropes. And the thing is, Fury's going to be forced to fight at a pace that he may never have fought with in his career. So he's got to worry about not getting hit. He's got to worry about implementing his own game plan. And he's got his concern about, he's got to worry about the punching power of Wilder. He's got to worry about, the speed of Wilder. Because if Wilder's beating him to the punch, if from first round Wilder's beating him to the punch, if Wilder beats him to the punch from the first round and actually lands a right hand early and buckles Tyson's legs, a long way back, punch resistance is going to be key in this fight. And still mentally and emotionally, I am. His dad won't be over there, but I could have told you that from a while ago. That wasn't going to happen. And he's in America. He's not in the UK. Different scenario with a foreign team. And the fact that you have to go to Freddie Roach, that's a concern. That is a concern. If you're so confident you can beat Deontay Wilder, why do you have to bring Freddie Roach in? Why would you need Freddie Roach? I don't get it. If Deontay Wilder is a basketball player, why do you need Freddie Roach in your corner? Why do you need Freddie Roach as a second? Why? You didn't have Freddie Roach in your corner when you had a P&L fight. You didn't have Freddie Roach in your corner when you had the Safa Safari fight. So you're admitting this is a step-up fight. So either you're lying to the public or you're not sure of yourself. Because if you're sure in your team, why would you bring in a second? Why would you bring in Freddie Roach? Makes no sense to me. It makes no sense either way. If you're trying to cause a diversion and Freddie Roach is just there as a cheerleader, it don't look good. And if you really got Freddie Roach in your corner, it still don't look good. And what a time to find out your trainer's not up to it. John Davidson, why would Freddie Roach be a second in your corner? That don't make no sense to me. Is it because Davidson hasn't got the confidence. You can say what you want in camera in front of the TV. I don't buy most of it because I know it's all stage. Why? I suppose Tyson's best performance was Christian Hammer. Klitschko didn't turn up for Jennings and Fury. Good point. Klitschko's been going backwards for a long while because he was doing the same thing in training camp for every fight. That's a fact. I suppose that's what makes this fight interesting, says True Box. Kenny says that he'll shake his head like Bellew and then get laid out. Wilder doesn't fight at a high pace. Wilder fights at an even slower pace than Fury. Wilder likes to pick his punches and take his time. Really? 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 I don't think you looked at the Stavern fight again. He came out like a rocket against Stavern. Do you think there's any chance Tyson could take a dive in this fight? Anything's possible. Anything's possible with Fury. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. People need to realize Wilder stepped up since Ortiz and Stavern. I've seen the improvements. Wilder on another level. Now watch it. I've said it. He's been improving. He's been steadily improving. All these people calling him windmill. He's been steadily improving. He's been steadily improving. I still have to work out how I'm going to watch his fight. Maybe through a stream. Fury added Hatton for the Pianetta fight, and now Roach for a Wilder fight. He has Davidson, Roach, and Hatton in his corner. Right. Right. No disrespect. Look at Ricky Hatton. I mean, I'm not being disrespectful, but he's had a track record of blowing up in fights, losing weight, binge eating, and getting knocked out in the biggest fights of his career. They're real top fights. He got knocked out in. And then you've got Freddie Roach in the corner, who doesn't know how to put a game plan together. I've said to you, I've said it 1,000 times. Freddie Roach is the type of guy you go to get knocked out. If you want to get knocked out, go to Freddie Roach. If you want to get knocked out in boxing, go to Freddie Roach. I've said it before. He lost the first fight with McDermott Myers. He took a lot of punches and was beaten to the jab by the shorter man. Look, listen, I dearly love Tyson Fury, but you've got to take Fury the fiction and Fury the fact. Fury the fiction, he is the greatest fighter in sliced bread and all the rest of it. That's Fury the fiction. Fury the fact is the Pianetta fight and the Safa Safari fight. That's what we've got to work on. Don't tell me about no Klitschko fight. Don't tell me about no Klitschko fight. You judge a man on his last two fights, his last two performances, Pianetta and the Safa Safari fight. Those are the two fights. And both guys were able to clip him. Both guys were able to hit him. That's it. I just don't. Let's see now. Mentally, Tyson is trying to push his body through what it might be able to do. Just with the rapid weight loss is a concern. It really is a concern for me. Real concern. He may be thinking he can do it, but his body might be telling him something else halfway through the fight. Yeah, let this fight go 5-6 rounds. We'll see. They're saying, oh yeah, Wilder's the one you got to watch out stamina-wise. I don't think so. It's the other way around. Wilder's done the 12 rounds. He's done 11 to 12 rounds, no problems. I mean, he's ripped the opposition apart, which is fine. He said, well, this is this guy, that's that guy, this is this guy. But all the guys that have been fighting have been consistently fighting. They ain't been in fighting shape. They're ready to go. Wilder's done what he's had to do, and he's knocked them all out. He's knocked them all out. The result is always stopped them. That means there's another level to go for me. Are we really basing Wilder after that Stavern fight? Stavern fought new punches in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Wilder saw what was in front of him and got him out. That is a sign of a champion. That's a killer instinct. You get a man out there that doesn't belong in the ring with you. That is professionalism. That is ruthlessness. That is killer instinct. That is what separates Deontay Wilder from the rest. This guy is not just another puncher. This guy is the most violent man in boxing. I've said it before. The most violent man in boxing and potentially the most electrifying man in boxing. Name me a guy in boxing that does that to his opponents. Just name me one that renders them conscious like that on a consistent basis. I agree. His last 2 fights were terrible, but Ricky Hatton had no block, though. Defense is Fury's strong point. Really? Against who? The best way you test the defense is against a guy who can hit you. It's no point testing your defense against a guy who's slow and's got no footwork or is very slow. You test your defense against guys who can punch you and who have got the ability to hit you and knock you out and don't come to survive. Safa Safari and Pianetta never came with the intention to win. None of those guys would you call class. None of those guys would you call world champions. And none of those guys would you come with the intention to rip Tyson's head off. Tyson hasn't fought anybody in his career with the intention to rip his head off from his shoulders with the amount of savagery that this man Wilder is. It's a different assignment, a totally different assignment. I don't care about any interview that Fury does. I don't care. I just don't. I've been hearing this man talk for a long time, and I've had contradiction after. I just don't want to hear it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. You begin to believe you're on hype. There's going to be drama. Ingram, yeah, the drama. Belly getting knocked out. Fury has always been out of shape during his career, but he was never being 28 stone, then drop 10 stone just like that. He will be tired against AJ Wilder and will fade like Belly did. That's what my concern is there. You can't. Listen to me. Listen. I'm not saying he can't win this fight, but I spoke to the great Evander Holyfield, and I'll post that fight, a video out there again. I spoke to Evander, and Evander Holyfield said this: when you get to the top of the mountain and you achieve your dream, what do you do after that? He said Fury threw it all away. They said, and I doubt, even if Fury comes back, he'll never be able to get to the mountain the same way again. He just never took the sport seriously in my eyes. He had one great fight against Klitschko. We never knew what Klitschko would do in the rematch. So it's the unknown. Lots of unknowns. Wilder has terrible footwork, though. He pivots like a basketball player, although I agree with that Wilder is completely different to anyone Fury's faced. Forget the footwork and all that stuff for a second. Everyone wants to be a boxing expert here at the moment. Does it work? Does it work for him? When Mayweather, let's take you back a time ago, when Mayweather was doing all that stuff in the pads and people were just doing their conventional pad work, Mayweather and his father was being laughed at. Mayweather's uncle being laughed at. Now everybody's doing the pad work. Remember, even Ricky Hatton was taking Mickey out of the pad work. What's Ricky Hatton doing now in his gym? People have an understanding of conventionalism and they say it has to be done that way. Well, all those guys that conventionally do things that way, how many of them are known as the baddest man on the planet and genuinely knocking everybody out? He's doing something right. The man is doing something right. Everyone's looking at everything he's doing wrong. Right? Now, if he goes on to knock Fury out, what's the story then? He's one step away from being undisputed champion. And then he would have faced the best people in his era. He already beat Ortiz, goes and beats Fury. There's only Joshua next. That's it. Who else does he have to fight? He did fight Klitschko. And hey, we'll come on to Joshua in a moment. Fury's going to get hit with the same jab that hit Ortiz in the 5th round and had him on jelly legs, and that Stavern felt in both fights. All that footwork doesn't mean nothing if a fighter can figure out and time you. That's my point there. What about the AJ no-show? We're going to come to that, mate. Wilder lunges with a punch, a top fighter will catch him out. It's something a boxer should really not do. I'll post a link on this video afterwards explain. I understand that. But hold on, let's rewind again. Roy Jones Jr., they said you never lead with a right hand, or you never lead with a left hook. Roy Jones led with a left hook. Instead of leading with a jab, he led with a left hook. He's one of the greatest fighters of our era. Muhammad Ali wasn't conventional. He never went to the body. How many fights have you seen Muhammad Ali go to the body? But he was kind of considered one of the greatest fighters of all time. Look, listen. Look, Floyd Mayweather throws punches perfectly. And he's evasive, he's defensively beautiful. He is the perfect example of hit and not get hit. But people still complain about it. And that's what boxing is. Hit and not get hit. He's not exciting. But if you think of fundamentally what it is about hit and not get hit, that's Floyd Mayweather. That's Pernell Whitaker. Hit and not get hit. Some people, I'm not sure what they're watching. Wilder still has to fight Vitali. So you're going to pull ancient Vitali out of retirement. Are you serious? Ali was great. He was. Fury low left hand, invites the right hand over top. Plus he leans back like Fat Joe. Wilder will eat him up. No, I am concerned about that. If Wilder loses to this Fury, he's stone useless, and so is Ortiz. For me, this fight is so unpredictable. Can't imagine what will happen. Let's see if Fury can move once he's hit by Alabama slammer. That's what I want to know. But Roy Jones kept his feet in the right place while throwing. It's a big flaw in Wilder's style. Yeah? But Roy Jones used to lead with a right uppercut or left uppercut. Listen, appreciate people for what they are, or not what they're not. You're trying to change people. Leave people the way that they are. Check this a second. When you used to play Street Fighter, and you had all these different people that did what the different gifts and different abilities, you picked the guy who did what you wanted him to do, or Double Dragon, or I don't know. When you play Fight Night Champion, you don't go in a Fight Night Champion and say, "Oh, he doesn't throw the punch to I want to throw." It's still, that's the way that person is, and that's the character, the personality. Too many people today want to put people in boxes. They are what they are. That's what makes them defiant. It makes them personality, and that's who they are. Wilder is who he is, and I just appreciate him for what he is today. You know, and he's not Mr. Fantastic Boxer, no, but he's got devastating power, and that is really, he has done a lot of stuff. He really has. So let's talk about this next spot. Joshua no-show. Let's get into this. First and foremost, here comes Ingram hating with Joshua. There's no hating here. But here's the point. Have you ever heard in the history of the heavyweight championship of the world where the unified heavyweight champion of the world is not going to turn up to a fight that would lead him to fight the guy that would make him undisputed champion? What? Yeah, that's garbage. I'm not turning up because I've got promotional commitments. What? Wait. You know what? If I were his people who were sponsoring him, this fight between Joshua and Wilder could be $1 billion fight. Could be. And you're talking nonsense about you can't make the fight because of promotional commitments. What? I'll tell you what it is, in my opinion. When I read that garbage, I thought, you know what it is? He just doesn't want to get confronted by Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury, because both men will put it on him. Both men will put it on him. And Joshua does not want to be in a position where he has to explain himself. He does not want to be in a position where he has to by Fury, and both men will front him off. Wilder will probably go for Joshua, and Fury do the same thing too. Fury will cuss him and tell him what he's about, and Wilder cuss him out and tell him what he's about. And it makes it very embarrassing for Joshua and his team. It's very embarrassing. Very very, very embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. And people who support the fact, of course, it could be $1 billion fight if promoted right. Of course, it could be $1 billion. You're talking about the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, two champions, unbeaten, USA, UK. Of course, it could be $1 billion fight, and it's the heavyweights. It could be $1 billion fight. Exactly. A sponsor should reschedule the so-called commitments and let's see what his new excuse would be. Absolutely. Well, here's another thing: the no-show. Now, I've got this funny feeling, and I hope I'm so wrong. I really hope I'm so wrong that the likes of Michael Hunter and Vladimir Klitschko, a rematch of Joshua Klitschko 2 is a possibility. I hope, I pray, I'm asking that it doesn't happen. I really hope and pray it doesn't happen. It's embarrassing that it would even be considered, thought about, even spoken about, even the man's name being brought up, Klitschko, that you'd have a rematch against him. I mean, really? Really? Fury versus Klitschko 2? No. Joshua versus Klitschko 2? Yeah, Fury versus Klitschko 2. We need to see that. Well, we don't need to see it, but it would be nice to have seen at the time, is what I'm saying. We would have got more answers about Fury. But Joshua versus Klitschko 2? Really? Oh, Lord. Joshua versus Michael Hunter. Look, Michael Hunter's done well. He's beaten up Ustinov and he's beaten off Martin Bakole. But Michael Hunter and Anthony Joshua? Is that the wild card? Is Klitschko the wild card? Oh, Lord. What's going to be selling point this time? He wants revenge. Klitschko wants one more go. Oh, Lord. And you know, don't put it past Eddie Hearn and Joshua. Don't put it past them. Do not put it past them. Usyk would be next. I'm telling you, Usyk would be next. Usyk would be next. They're going to want Usyk to get a couple of fights. Now, to me, Hearn and Joshua are trying to get in on the limelight of Wilder versus Fury. If I were Wilder and I were Fury, if I were Wilder, if I said, listen, you had the fight to fight, you had the chance to fight me. This could have been you on December 1st. But no, you didn't want to do that. You want to fart us around. So now, don't talk to me. I don't know where Eddie Hearn and his team of merry men think that because you know we're offering a 2-fight deal. So what? For a while, I say so what? So what? You had the opportunity to make the fight. You didn't make the fight. You know what I would do? You know what I would do just for spite? You know what I would do? I would make the Wilder Fury fight, which has been made now, and then I would make Wilder versus Fury 2. That's what I'd do. Wilder versus Fury 1, Wilder versus Fury 2. And I'd make Wilder versus Fury 2 in the UK. That's what I would do. Yes, Razor. I would make Wilder Fury 1 in America and the winner, the rematch, in the UK. Take that. That's what I would do. It's embarrassing that the unified heavyweight champion of the world will not be present. And he's gaining more enemies. What do you think? If he turns up to America, you think about the amount of people that would want to have words with Joshua. Well, first of all, you've got Jerome Miller. He's going to want to fight with Joshua. Then you've got Wilder and Fury. Those two are going to want to have words with Joshua. So that's 3 people already that come to mind. And anybody else in America that I fancy their chances. So why wasn't Wilder ringside for Joshua Parker unification? Um, why wasn't there for the what between Parker? I think Joshua didn't want him ringside. Remember, Joshua made up crap about he didn't want him ringside. He didn't want him getting a ring. I would do Wilder Fury 2 in the UK. Hell to them. I'll do Wilder Fury 2 in the UK. UK to Eddie Hearn when I interviewed him. And he went, Al Heyman, he come to the UK, but, how's Al Heyman going to come to the UK? Check out my interview with Eddie Hearn talking about Al Heyman coming to the UK. I could see this happen. I could see Al Heyman coming to the UK. I could see PBC coming to the UK. I could see him coming. And now it's announced that it's happening. So I saw it before ahead of time when I did my interview with Eddie. Go and hear what Eddie Hearn thinks about Al Heyman coming to the UK. Check that interview out. Speak it, believe it, conceive it. I agree. AJ don't want to answer no ducking questions. That's the way you just avoid ducking questions. And the other thing is, if Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua turn up on a bill that is by their rivals, imagine Eddie Hearn in the audience to Joshua, to Wilder versus Fury. That's an endorsement. That's an endorsement. Eddie Hearn turning up to a show of Frank Warren's, or Frank Warren partnered with Showtime. That's an endorsement. Can't do that. Can't do that. Sorry. People say, well, Klitschko, Joshua was a big fight. Sorry. This is a bigger fight, in my opinion. Two undefeated champions. Unified champion and a WBC champion. Even the Sky paid him to sit ringside and commentate. Why weren't he paying AJ to sit ringside? Answer that. No, Wilder was told he couldn't get in the ring afterwards to promote a Joshua fight. That was the problem. Povetkin knocked out Ortiz and who's better when you're not even watching men. Pure switch up, Baphomet agenda, the transgender bomber. Ortiz will step to Joshua with a translator. Yeah, he would do as well. Look at the American-based boxers' resumes. They avoid top 10 fights. They fight 50 ranked fight boxers. Okay. You're not a prophet, Ingram. UK's been a melting pot of boxing for a while now. I'm talking about Al Heyman coming to the UK. Listen to me. I know you all, God blimey. Nigerian nightmare. I think you're a nightmare for yourself, mate. And probably the nightmare is you're not listening, but you're hearing what you want to hear. I honestly think AJ isn't going because he doesn't want to boost the pay-per-view. Simple as that. How does he boost the pay-per-view? They can't even pronounce his name properly. Anthony Johnson, wasn't it they called him? Ingrid, imagine if Wilder Fury was in UK. I would do it. I would do it. I would do it. I hope Wilder and I hope Fury listening to this broadcast. One of them probably is. I will say to him, Wilder, Fury, don't care who wins the fight. Get the rematch in the UK. Get it in the UK. And get it around April time. That'd be nice. Get it around April. Because if AJ was going, some UK fans would buy it. Just see what happens after the fight. That's facts. AJ don't want to help this fight get more pay-per-views. AJ does not want the face-to-face with Wilder. He doesn't want it. Doesn't want anything of it. And somebody will say to me, well, how do you have evidence of this? Here's my evidence. Do yourself a favor. When you get a chance, go and check out the video clip with Joshua in attendance at that basketball game. And watch Anthony Joshua's eyes. Watch his head. He's constantly scanning the arena. Why would you be scanning the arena? I know why you're scanning the arena. Because you're on the lookout for Deontay Wilder. You're in America. He doesn't want that confrontation. He would have learned, he would have seen when Riddick Bowe confronted Lennox Lewis. Remember that? When Lennox was confronted by Riddick Bowe? Yeah. He don't want that sort of situation. He don't want that sort of situation. Chisora has fought more top 10 boxers than Wilder and Ortiz combined. Says a lot. I don't get it. What your point is. Okay, Chisora and Ortiz, when have they ever been world champion? And when have they made the 8th defense of their title? Your son, you don't make any sense, son. You're talking about fighting top 10 boxers. I'm talking about well-managed fighters. Deontay Wilder is one of the best managed fighters in the world today. They've done an excellent job with Deontay Wilder, considering what he is. People don't. You might understand the technical sport. You've got no clue about the management of boxing. It's that sort of management, that sort of mind frame, is what's got David Price where he is today. If David Price was managed by Al Heyman, he'd be a world champion today. Facts. Because David Price would have been managed in such a way that he would have picked the right fights at the right time. And I tell you now, he wouldn't have been in the ring with Tony Thompson. So there wouldn't have been a rematch. David Price's career would have gone a totally different way. Totally different way. And it's this poor mindset of, well, let's look at his resume and who he's fought. Damn it, the guy's on his 8th defense of the heavyweight championship of the world. Some people don't even become heavyweight champion of the world. Damn it, the man's got his 8th defense of the WBC title. Okay, say Stefan Ortiz Washington. So if he beats Stefan Ortiz Washington, knocks out Fury, and then beats Joshua, what is your point? It's a pointless point. The man's undefeated. He's got 40 fights. You see, this sort of talk is why boxing, this sort of casual talk is where you're actually discrediting the sport and you're discrediting the history of the game. You really discredit it. Like, if you're going to do that, we'll talk about the sort of guys. Who did Tyson fight in a way up before he became world champion? Could you name any guys that Tyson fought before he became world champion? Before he fought Burbick? Can you tell me who they were? And can you tell me, in Mike Tyson's career, when he got knocked down when he got knocked down, how many fights when Mike got knocked down did he get up and win a fight? How many times did Lennox Lewis get knocked out and knocked down and get up and win a fight? Didn't. Me talking about two of the greatest heavyweights of all time. So, what exactly is your point? There is no point. People sound like, yeah, because they can't think for themselves. This gate thing, this thing about gates is a distraction. It's social media and a distraction. Can you fight? Yes or no? Are you excited to fight? Are you excited to fight? Yes or no? Do you know what I mean? Can you actually fight? You're onto something and keep it going. So I don't want to hear people talk about, oh, well, cruiserweights, this guy's fought cruiserweights, this guy's done this and this guy's done that. Well, okay. All right. You talk, why are you discrediting Deontay Wilder and discrediting Tyson Fury? Bring up the fighter that you think's perfect. Bring up the fighter that you think is so perfect. Go on, name the person you think so. You could bring up any fighter in history and you could pick holes at them. Some people are just critical, and some people, that's what I call hating. That is what I call hating. When you will find flaws in anything and everything. There are positives. This guy's the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division. He's the biggest puncher in boxing, period. And you still want to slate him down. Mayweather was defensively one of the best fighters of all times. People still slated him. Name me a fighter in history that people don't slate. You name me one. Oh, maybe Golovkin. But Golovkin's only fought 5 world champions. Canelo fought more than double that. I don't hear anybody talking about that. I heard people talking about Tyson Fury's mental health. I don't hear anybody talking about Danny Jacobs coming fighting back from cancer. So there's the bias there again. Be balanced. You can pick holes in Lennox. Yeah, pick holes in who you want to pick holes in. But this is not what I'm talking about. Uh, Povetkin dropped Ortiz in his last 30 seconds into the first round and landed virtually every right hand he threw and stopped him in 20 points, outclassed him in the third. This is your bogeyman, not my bogeyman. Not my bogeyman. Please don't put words in my mouth. I told everyone that Wilder was going to smash Ortiz. I told them that. I told them he'd smash Ortiz. I told them that. No, he won't. I said he'd smash Ortiz. I said he smashed Ortiz. And all these people are getting wise to the fact. So, oh, Ortiz was an old man. Remember, we broke that story on this channel. We broke that story on this channel. And then every other media outlet's gone and taken it and repeated it. We broke it on this channel. We broke it on this channel. So people trying to come and tell me about Ortiz's age when I knew about it. Nonsense. So, Ingram, you have to realize that even Mike Tyson was fighting stiffs. That he's not even he has the knockout ratio Wilder. That's my point. Most of the greats have bums in their records, not the knockout ratio of Wilder. Wilder's knocking out people who he's meant to knock out, and he's still knocking out people that he with the same sort of power. That's a concern. That's what people are not getting. Golovkin, as he moved up in class, ain't knocking people out the same way. I don't hear anybody talking about that. Golovkin fought a guy that was a light middleweight, couldn't knock him out. Golovkin fought Kell Brook, who was a welterweight. He couldn't knock him out. All right? Golovkin fought Danny Jacobs, who'd been knocked out by Pirog. Couldn't knock him out. In 2 fights, Golovkin could not knock out Canelo. Didn't come close to knocking Canelo out. Wilder's moved up in class, and he's done the business. And if he knocks out Fury, 39, not 39 in 40 fights. What? That was Provenov versus Ortiz, not Povetkin. People knew Ortiz was older than advertised as soon as we saw him. Oh, dear me. Yeah. All right, fine, mate. We all want AJ versus Wilder. Simple. You can stick back AJ without hating on Wilder. I'm not hating on Wilder. I'm not hating on Fury, because you know what? These are 2 of the best guys in the division. Wilder, Fury, Joshua. 3 of the best heavyweights in the world. All champions. All champions. All right? And that's the best we've got. That's the best we've got. We've got to protect our sport. That's why UFC is growing as fast as it is. Because whether you're a champion or not, you're being recognized. The best are fighting the best on a regular basis. That's why UFC is growing so fast. Because the commentators are supporting the fighters, win, lose, or draw. And that's the difference between UFC and boxing. Sorry. I'm telling you now, Fury will outbox Wilder like a Muppet chump, but he will still be out robbed on our scorecards. Yeah, he might do. Wilder won't get the credit for beating Fury. You know already what the excuse will be. Because the current crop of heavyweights are shit. Notice how he stopped reading my comments. He knows. Ortiz had 45 seconds to finish Wilder and he couldn't. There's your point there. Ortiz wasn't hurt though, was he? Tony Morrison was very good. He was good. But he got the crap beaten out of him by Ray Mercer. So, anyway. Oh, dear. Got a smart one here. Somebody says, watch Wilder versus Ottomans. It was a clear dive. And I'm not trying to lay into Wilder here, but he struggles against mediocre boxers. 9 rounds against Molina does not constitute the world's most powerful puncher. 1 fight. All right. Well, can you explain to me Fury's fight against when he struggled against, let's say, John McDermott, the first fight, or getting knocked down by Nevin Pajek? Can you talk to me about those fights? Or Steve Cunningham fight, getting knocked down by Cruiserweight? Can you talk to me about that fight? Can you talk to me about the Safa Seferi fight, where he threw everything at Safa Seferi and didn't look anywhere close to knocking Safa Seferi out? You talked about the Pianetta fight. I could poke holes in that if you want me to. You're a bum if you're not a champion. Boxing fan, shake my head. Fury box Wilder to the point of embarrassment, then end up getting flattened with a right. People forget outside discipline counts. Wilder has been consistent, and that's what I keep saying. The consistency counts. And now answer me. This apart from Ortiz, where are all the guys Wilder fought now who went unbeaten since? You can try to blow smoke up his ass, but the fact is he's fought one good guy in 40 fights. Okay, all right. Well, if you want to go down that point, okay. So when did Derek Chisora become world champion? When did Christian Hammer become world champion? When did Pianetta become world champion? Klitschko went and got flattened by Joshua. Shall we continue? Steve Cunningham's never been a world champion at heavyweight. Shall we continue? Shall we continue? How many guys at Fury fought have gone on to be world champion? Okay, we can look at Wilder. Ortiz was never a world champion. Well, I never was doing the big hype about Ortiz. Stavern was a world champion. Ariola never won a world championship. So we could go on the list with Wilder. We could go down the list with Fury. We could do it both sides. We could go down the line a bit, but what does it achieve? Absolutely nothing. We've got a big fight on Saturday night. Two of the best heavyweights in the world are fighting. That is what matters. Okay? All you people now that were asking for Fury versus Wilder, they won't fight one another. Now they're fighting one another. There are people out there who say, oh, the fight's going to get called off. And they're hoping the fight gets called off. Those people are mainly people who listen to Eddie Hearn's drivel. Now, after that, the fight is made. You got the fight. You got your hype with the fight. Now you're getting the fight happening. Now you want to rip both fighters apart. My suggestion to you is to go sit down, go watch Gatti and Ward and enjoy that. All right? You can't put Cunningham in there. He's a cruiserweight. Well, he was in the ring with Fury and he flattened Fury. He dropped Fury, didn't he? Okay. Wilder's fought 5-7 decent opponents and one dangerous and Ortiz. Okay. Fury fought 3. Chisora twice. Chisora, when was Chisora actually considered world class? You could say Chisora is a gatekeeper. Hamer, when did he become a world champion? And Vladimir, yeah, okay, fine, world champion. And Cunningham, never came close to becoming world champion. So forget Cunningham, Hamer, and Chisora. None of them were world champions. Okay. So even Joshua, he's one champion on his record. Okay, Parker, wow, big wow. Martin, defo is a void. So what are you digging out, Wilder and Fury? Please dig out Joshua as well. Be balanced. Wilder fought at least 5 to 7 decent heavyweights. Chisora on his day would beat Molina and Cole. On his day, what day? On what day? On what day? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Sunday. Whatever. Leave it out. Back then, Chisora was knocking on the door for a title fight and he was meant to fight Vlad. Mate, I'm entitled to talk about Chisora in a different kind of light. I remember sitting down. Listen, when Chisora fought David Haye, I was in the gym watching him work out in the gym. I was actually with Don Charles in the car to the arena watching Chisora at Blue Water. So I was pretty close to Camp Chisora. I sat down and basically had a meal with Derek Chisora. All right? So you jolly come latelys that come along thinking that I'm just talking, spouting out the back of my mouth. It's not about that. All right? Some of you guys need educating. When was Derek Chisora on the verge of fighting Vladimir Klitschko? And so what? I can tell you the backstory about that. Where Emmanuel Stewart didn't want Chisora to fight Klitschko to fight Chisora. I've got it on video where it's got Francis Warren talking about Emmanuel Stewart and Klitschko. Klitschko did want to fight Chisora. I can even tell you things that happened backstage as to why Chisora spat in Klitschko's face. But you wouldn't know that stuff. So don't come in here trying to tell me stuff about Chisora. Chisora was a man that didn't lack discipline. Want to do things his own way. Chisora had a better chance of beating Fury before he got injured. I was there when he got injured with the for the second fight. When he busted his thumb, I was there in sparring, watching it happen. When he was sparring against Vac and Ustinov. Don't come here telling me stuff about Chisora. Derek gave Vitaly a hard fight. I was one of those guys that said that Derek Chisora would give Vitaly a hard fight. Oh, Vitaly's going to knock Chisora out. So it ain't happening. So if you use the heavyweight Mayweather and Wilder can't land, but Sefa Seferi can land on Fury along with Pianetta, oh, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. People see what they want to see until that right hand. You'll understand. I'm not. All I'm saying is that that right hand connects. It's good night. I rate Wilder, but the fact is, the man's resume is a joke. He's had 6 easy defenses against guys who have lost once. Okay, so can you talk to me about Fury's resume, and can you talk to me about Joshua's resume, Jack? I know you want to start arguments, but if you're going to start an argument, can you give me the greatness in Joshua's record and the greatness in Fury's record? How many great fighters? I didn't say past it. I said great fighters has Joshua fought. How many great fighters has Fury fought? Come and talk to me about that. Chisora, in all fairness, has lost to 3 former world champions. To 3 former world champions, 3 current top 10, and the reigning top Robert Helenius. But did Robert Helenius get knocked out by? Is it Molina that knocked him out? Somebody knocked Helenius out. Paul Vladimir getting pushed off boat, educate them. Can you imagine Wilder Vitaly? That would have been a great fight. That would have been a great fight. Tyson resume worse. Okay, no problem. Yeah, go back, Jack, and tell me 2 great fighters that Fury and Joshua have fought. Great fighters. I'm not talking about past it fighters. And don't bring Klitschko up. Don't bring Klitschko up. Because that's one fight. Let's go for the Fury resume. Who's Christian Hammer beat? Who's Pianetta beat? Who's Steve Cunningham beat a heavyweight? Who did Evan Pajek beat a heavyweight? Who dropped Fury? Who the hell did John McDermott beat at a time where it looked debatable that Fury won that fight? The first one. Talk to me, Jack. Talk to me. So, you can't make up greats that aren't there, and the division is weak, and you don't have the depth. You can't keep saying who he's boxed. Exactly. Duhaupas knocked at Helenius, and Wilder stopped Duhaupas. Your point. Sean the Lion. I'm blocked. You could be. You could be. If you want to be. Okay. Joshua resume. Brazil undefeated when Joshua fought him. Yeah, but who would Brazil beat? White undefeated when Joshua fought him. Well, who would White beat? Charles Martin undefeated when Joshua fought him. Well, who would Charles Martin beat? Parker undefeated. Who's Parker's best win? And Joshua fought him. And Klitschko Povetkin. Yeah, but who had they fought? I asked you what great fighters. You got to fight great fighters to be a great fighter. So you're talking about undefeated. You're now sounding like a matchroom troll. Now, think for yourself, son. Don't think like a matchroom troll. And stop thinking like you've been listening to Sky punditry. And think for yourself. How many of those fighters you mentioned are great fighters? They're good fighters, great fighters. And who did they beat to be determined as great? Ultimately, Fury has to fight Wilder. Wilder has to fight Joshua. Joshua has to fight Fury. Joshua has to fight Wilder. There's the merry-go-round. Hagler, Hearns, Leonard. That's how it worked. Brazil was an easy touch. White had injured shoulder. That's the point. Martin sold his belt, and Parker had no heart. LOL. I love you, Ingram. So come, bring your undefeated stuff. Bring it. Come on. Bring your undefeated stuff. See how he didn't read the whole full thing and twisted what I said. Ha ha. And Klitschko was washed up. So that if you want to go down that road, I'm not going down that road. But if you want to pick holes, pick holes. And by the time you pick holes, you're going to feel like mugs. Why are you going to feel like mugs? It's because you're paying some of your $49.99, $49.99, or you're paying £20 to fight guys who fought nobodies. If Wilder has fought so many nobodies, why are you tuning in to watch the fight? If Fury's fight so many bums, and Wilder fought so many bums, why are you tuning in to watch the fight? That don't make no sense. To me, like, I would call myself almost like a diva in boxing. There's been a lot of boxing on recently. I didn't watch anything. A lot of trash. A lot of rubbish. Real rubbish. Because it's boxing don't mean I'm going to watch it. There's got to be a reason why. There's got to be a backstory. I've got to know who the fighter is. I want to know about the fighter. Your fighter's got to... There's got to be some sort of draw. I'm not just going to watch boxing because two guys are punching one another up. I'm going to watch boxing because there's an art, or there's a backstory, or actually like the style of the fighter, or there's resonate there, or he's got a backstory I'm interested in, or he's got a style I want to see. I'm just going to sit down and watch boxing for boxing's sake. You think I ain't got time in my life to sit down and watch boxing all day long? No. And then go on. Well, yeah, okay. If AJ fought people who are not great fighters, then AJ must be a contender. Fighter holding some of the straps, I guess. Well, hold on. Wait, make your mind up. Because isn't the story or the isn't the narrative in the UK that Joshua's learning on the job, but Wilder's not learning. Wilder's not allowed to learn on the job, but Joshua is. Really? Make your minds up, people. Make your minds up. Brazil, White have fought their way back to title shots. You sound, I tell you what, you must be working for Matchroom. If you're not working for Matchroom, mate, you've got your head, Jack, you've got your head stuck up sky so far much that you're regurgitating the garbage that they've been saying. Honestly, absolute garbage. If someone fought someone great, then name them then. Yeah, we'll name them. Click the button, haters. White was 10 months back from a 2-year layoff as well. Listen, I told people on this channel, White wasn't ready. He had an injured shoulder. He wasn't fit. He wasn't ready to fight Joshua. I said it on the channel. But again, you go back. All the things I'm saying here, I've said before. Most of the things I've said before. Now, I'm enjoying watching two of the best in Fury and Wilder. They're the best we've got. Let's embrace them. Well, Fury's back from a 2-year layoff. There we go there. So if Wilder beats Fury, then they still claim they only fought bums, or the same if Fury beats Wilder. That's not my narrative. It's some of the narratives of some of the people in here. And some of the people in here, let me tell you some of the people in here. Some of the people in here that no matter who you fight and who you beat, listen, if Mayweather had beaten Golovkin, you would have want Mayweather to fight Canelo in a rematch. Then you would have fought and told Mayweather to move up to fight a super middleweight and go and fight Andre Ward. Some of you people have got absolutely ungrateful and have got no appreciation for boxing whatsoever. Ungrateful. And to you people, I couldn't give a hoot about, because you don't care about the sport, you don't care about the fighters, and you certainly don't care about the history of the sport, right? And you don't even care for yourselves. Because the way I look at it is this: you've got two of the best fighters in the world, two of the best fighters we've got. The heavyweight champion of the world and linear heavyweight champion of the world fighting against one another. We should be supporting them, not talking garbage about he's got this hole and he's got that hole and he's got this hole. And half of you guys that are saying he's got this hole and that hole probably haven't taken a punch in anger. If Fury beats Wilder, who has Wilder beat? LOL, he ain't beat no champion. So there you go. AJ slips up when he talks. He also says Stavern and potential fight for him. Oh, dear. Mad how AJ isn't fighting and that all people are talking about is Fury Wilder at the week. Oh yeah, the Fury Steven's also a bum as well. Remember that. So Wilder came back from a 2-year drug ban. Philip White wasn't even known in the UK. They made the fight off the back of the Minter fight, and the Minter fight was a terrible fight for Dillian White. White wasn't even decent ranked in Britain when they fought AJ. Brazil, White, Povetkin, Parker, Vlad, probably Takam beat all of Wilder's opponents, bar arguably Ortiz. Wilder fought Jason Gavin in his 32nd fight. He's not even British level. AJ only had 22 fights. And you, my friend, are what they call Sky through and through. You are pay-per-view Sky. Like, if Adam Smith was there, you'd be sitting right next to Adam Smith in commentary box and you'd be praising everything Adam Smith was saying. Think for yourself, son. Get a mind of your own. You know, think for yourself. Don't regurgitate the garbage they give you. Please. I talk like I work for Sky. You talk like you caught your girl checking AJ's Instagram. Jack, you're funny, mate. You're funny. You're funny. You're funny. I'll give you that. LOL. White was known amongst hardcore kickboxing fans. True. Listen. This is not about disrespecting any fighter here. This is just trying to clean up some of the narratives out there with who's this guy for and who's that guy for. If it's that bad and you've got no respect for Wilder, okay, let me ask you this. These people right tonight, right now, can you commit to me that you will not watch Wilder or Fury on Saturday night? No, because you're a bunch of hypocrites. You're a bunch of hypocrites and contradictions. Because you'll say one thing, look at his record. Look at his resume. Well, he ain't fought this person. He ain't fought that person. But you're the first to go and buy pay-per-view for Fury versus Wilder. So make your choice. It's either these two are two bums because they ain't fought no one, according to you, not my narrative, according to you, or they are pretty decent fighters, the best we've got, and we should appreciate them. I appreciate both fighters. Without these two, what would we be watching? We'd be getting entertained by Joshua versus Klitschko 2, the rematch. Klitschko's really mad. He's really, really mad. And it makes a mouth-watering rematch. Can Klitschko do it? Can he come back and roll back the years? Or is Joshua just too good? Remember, Joshua was dropped by Klitschko in the first fight. Can Klitschko do it again? And if he drops Joshua, can he follow up? Will he follow up? That's the sort of narrative Sky will sell to you for the fight. Michael Hunter, they'll tell you, Michael Hunter, he fought Alexander Usyk as an amateur. He fought him as a pro, and it was a close fight. No, it wasn't. And now he fought Bakoli, Joshua's chief sparring partner, and he knocked him out. He knocked out the tall beast of a fight in Ustinov. What sort of a challenge could Hunter pose for Joshua? That's the sort of garbage they will sell to us for Hunter versus Joshua. Can he do it? That's what you'll get sold. And you'll jump on that, and you, as Joshua fans, will say, this is a great fight. You'll even have Klitschko versus Joshua too, and you'll accept it. But you'll pick holes of Fury versus Wilder. Fighter really is, because they haven't been beaten. So you just don't know how far they'll go and how much reserve they've got. $5 a.m. Am I too late for me to watch, Jay? And also, it will be boring with Fury behind the jab and Wilder not finding his punch. Why are AJ supporters trying to protect him? He's a millionaire boxer. You don't need protecting. 5 a.m. ain't late, is it? It's early. Fury would have boxed Ortiz is early night, that night. Oh, Lord. What makes you what makes you think Fury would have boxed Ortiz? Now, I've got another interview with Tyson Fury. It's got about 350,000 views on it. When I asked Tyson directly what he thought about losing Ortiz, He wasn't interested in fighting Luis Ortiz. And that was when he was champion. His reasons were Ortiz was awkward. He said Ortiz what did he say? He said Ortiz didn't bring any supporters. And why would I want to fight Ortiz? That was Tyson Fury as champion. He had no interest in fighting Ortiz. He recognized Ortiz as a very dangerous fighter. That's Tyson Fury. The Tyson Fury who just beaten Klitschko. That Tyson Fury. So for that fight to even happen, at the state Tyson was in at that time, looking back at it, and you're saying that he would have outboxed Ortiz, knowing now that he had the mental health issues that he did? Really? Well, good luck to you, son. Clearly, those Showtime videos didn't mean anything to you. Got the Adam Smith accent down to a T. Let's take a moment to reflect on Hughie Fury. No, let's not take a moment to reflect on Hughie Fury. BG, are you okay, fan? Okay, he's nothing like Wilder. He needs to learn the game. I use a coach. Okay, right. Well, okay. Mr. Razor, let me ask you a question. Who would you pick for sparring for Deontay Wilder, for Tyson to replicate Deontay Wilder, who's long and gangly and has some Olympic experience? Name them for me in the heavyweight division. Please do. I'd love to hear your suggestions. Anyway, I'm not saying Brazil and White are great fighters. Just saying that they fought their way up to title. You sound just like flipping Adam Smith. I swear. These guys have fought themselves into title contention. It's like, now White has fought himself into title contention, right? Because he fought Parker, he fought Brown. He fought himself into title contention. But the fact he fought himself into title contention, there are still people on here that didn't want to see White go and fight Randall Shaw for the WBA title. So don't talk to me about no title shot and fighting your way into title contention. Because if you felt that way about the title contention, you wouldn't be sitting here waiting for damn well Derek Chisora to fight White for the second time. You'd be pushing for White to fight Joshua in a rematch, right? Or you'd be pushing for White to fight for the WBA title. That's what you'd be pushing for, not a rematch with Derek Chisora. So we put that out. We'll put that to rest right there. Okoli's perfect. That's what I picked. Ortiz is 49 with health issues, who wasn't even the top in Cuba. I know that, but I know that from the channel because Amir Mansour first broke it down to us in his interview, and then it was maybe the beginning of this saw about Ortiz and his age. That came out in that interview, and that's where everyone's come out of this Ortiz thing. Jack, Duhaupas was silver belt holder. Spilker, top 10 heavyweight for years. Only person driving an Uber is you. Only casual boxing fans like Ortiz. I know, yeah. That's why everyone says Ortiz was so terrible and he's 49 years old. Why didn't Joshua take him as mandatory? Why did Hearn sign Ortiz and then put him out to Monaco and fight and then get him to fight Dave Allen and Malik Scott? Why did you do that? To avoid Joshua fighting Ortiz when Ortiz was his mandatory? Or did you forget that? Did you forget that Luis Ortiz was Joshua's mandatory? That was when Ortiz was younger. I don't hear you Joshua fans talking about that because, again, bias. White can't fight the WBA title anytime soon until that mess has been cleared up. We've been through this a million times. Taking Chisora for the money, then AJ in April. I would have taken that fight. I would have taken a fight in America as a tune-up. I would have taken a fight in America. I would have got White to fight in America to let him get that marketability in America, to get his name out there. That's what I would have done. I would have fought White in America. I would have get him a fight in America against maybe like a Spilker or somebody in America. I would have got him a fight in America. Or to fight Bright Jennings in America. That's what I would have done in America. I wouldn't fight Chisora again. Yeah, it brings more money, but come on. Allen looked good against Ortiz. Oh, my Lord. Ortiz was actually #1 on Boxer when he joined Matchroom. That's my point, people. That's my point. So, right. Was he dangerous when he lost every fight since Wilder by KO? Big Bay Miller would have been good for Dillian. Oh my lord. Oh no. Right. I'm coming to the end of this because we're going round and round in circles. Catherine says, don't mention Scott Ortiz. My eyes are still bleeding from that. I know. Right, I'm coming to the end of this. Again, thank you all so much for watching, as always. Don't forget to check out the video at the end of this, which is all the round for round latest videos. And also, check out the other videos. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to BWTM Sports. Share the videos, share the love. It's been a good night. I'll probably spend an hour over on BWTM Gaming. Hey, while you're on here, get over to BWTM Gaming, subscribe. And if you're a football fan, you can check out and see how my Brighton team are doing at the moment. We are pushing for a place in the Champions League. We just bought Lacazette. Check it out. Get over to BWTM Gaming. BWTM Gaming. I don't know who Anthony Yard's fighting. Oh, by the way, Frank Buglioni retiring. And a little note on Pacquiao versus Broner. Footwork, Pacquiao's footwork. Broner too flat-footed. Patty's going to walk onto Pacquiao's left hand all night long. So, yeah, Buglioni retired. So, good for him to retire. Won't want to see him going on. Thanks for streaming. I'll post a link on your comment section to explain why I make my Wilder's footwork. They're doing amazing, Brian. England said, the hell with you idiots. He don't throw enough punches and he can't walk down Pacquiao like that. So he might get nailed hard by Pacquiao in this fight because he walks straight into shots. Hey, so let's tune into me for a couple of hours. I'm gonna be putting on I'm gonna be playing Football Manager. BWTM Gaming, get across there and subscribe to the channel. All right? Subscribe to the channel. And by the way, do me another favor. I would really appreciate it in the comment section if you started requesting videos. If you start requesting videos and start asking questions in videos, maybe not about particular fights, but questions of videos and topics I can do, it'd be really good. Really appreciate it. All right. When's round for round out? Next year. It won't be this year. It'll be next year. Check it out. BWTM Gaming. And for the regulars, Kenny and Joey and Donker and sometimes Michael C. I'll see you over there soon. And Marky BA, 100%. See you over there. I did message Isaac, but haven't heard back from anything. Him and Yard not approved for Saturday. Gutted. Yeah. Wow. See you guys. Razor, get yourself over to BWTM. It'd be great to have you over there. We can have lots of good chats over there. I'm out. I'll see you guys over BWTM for about maybe an hour and a half of gaming. See you soon. Take care. Don't forget, you kids on the block, December 1st in Leeds. £4 for a ticket. Amateur boxing. Support amateur boxing. And if you want to know more about the Training Cave, check that out as well on our channel, the Training Cave boxing documentary. You've been watching BWTM Sports. We're out. Thanks for watching.